Welcome to AGR 203, Agriculture and the Environment. I am Don Meyer, your instructor for the 4-week course together. My office number is listed here on the slide, but probably is rather immaterial since it's an online course. Most importantly, you and I will be corresponding by either email or by phone, most likely email. And so my email address is posted not only here, but also will be involved in the syllabus and in the course materials on RegiNet. If you have to make contact with me, please do email me. That phone number that's listed is my office number, and if you do leave a message, it should create a voicemail for me that I can access through my email as well. All right, we're going to cover a wide variety of topics here in this PowerPoint. It's about a 15-minute PowerPoint, so please bear with me. These are some of the materials we're going to cover here in the discussions, talking about RegiNet access, the syllabus, textbook, the grading plan, the course objectives, etc. And we'll do some introductions as well. One of the things I'm going to ask you to do at the end of the slide set is to create your own video, just like I've done for you here. By the way, this is the only video narrated PowerPoint you'll get from me. The rest of them will be narrated, but will not have my picture as part of them. You can endure this one as our first endeavor together. I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself. I think it's important that we get to know each other, not only as an instructor and student, but also from student to student, because I'm going to encourage some discussions online, and it's always nice to know your classmates. I require my classes on campus to do this. I don't want you to share anything that you're not comfortable in sharing with the class, but you'll see this slide again in this introductory set for you to introduce yourself to the rest of the class. This is a 4-week course. Each week is the equivalent of about 3 to 4 weeks of a regular semester course. So it's going to be a very busy, a very intensive 4 weeks. I usually get some whining from students saying, wow, this class is hard. But when you think about it, and the second bullet point, it's a 3-hour credit course, and if you were sitting in my classroom in a semester, we would be talking to each other 45 hours each semester. So if you break that 45 hours into 4 weeks, it's going to be about 12 hours a week just for the lecture materials, not including any prep time or any study time. So you're going to be spending 12 to 15 hours a week for the next 4 weeks in this class, and I don't apologize for that, because we do want to make sure that you're getting your money's worth, as well as gaining a lot of value from the materials in the class. Now, the course is organized in modules. There's one module per week. Each is standalone, and there are exams tied to each module. Each module will also have a couple of assignments and discussions to post related to it. The assignments will be available during the week, Monday through Thursday. They are not timed, and they will be taken from the book that you should have for the class. I do recommend that if you do the assignment over several days, be sure you save your work, because if you exit without saving on RegiNet, you will lose your work and you'll have to start brand new again each time. There'll be exams in each module, the 2 exams, one from the book and one from the notes. Those will be available each week from Friday morning through Sunday evening, and those will be timed, and the PowerPoints will be posted each week, and there'll be some guided note pages for you to complete while you're doing the PowerPoint. Very quickly, introduction. I am from a small town. I grew up in Gridley, Illinois, in the north end of McLean County, where the red arrow is showing. My official title is lecturer here in agribusiness, but also do some consumer classes as well. I currently reside in the small town of Lexington, Illinois, which is just a couple of exits north of Bloomington Normal. If you're traveling towards Chicago from Bloomington on I-55, you'll see Lexington. I started my career as a 6-year high school teacher there. I spent 27 years in the extension service, and a lot of the experiences I've had in life will be brought into this class as a result of the work I did with extension, working not only with farmers, but also homeowners, horticulture work, etc. I retired officially from that career in August of 2010, and I've been teaching here at ISU full-time since that time period. I actually started teaching part-time at ISU in '87, probably before most of you were born. I used to use my vacation time in extension and come over to ISU to teach some classes. I enjoy teaching, as hopefully you'll tell at the end of the 4-week period. I've been full-time since August 2010, when I did retire. I strongly encourage you to get involved in your communities as a volunteer when you get your careers on track. I also follow your passions. I am a private pilot. I also was a volunteer fireman. Sometimes I will include some stories from those experiences in my classes. I also believe strongly in getting involved in the community. And I was involved, and still am involved, in my church, and involved in 4-H, which is a youth organization, when my kids were involved. And I was a coach, summer coach, as a volunteer for softball, soccer, and baseball. So I strongly encourage you to get involved and stay active in your careers. I grew up with two older sisters. I am currently married. My spouse here works at ISU as well as I do. I have two young adults. I used to call them children, but they're just slightly older than my classes now, so I would call you young adults instead. My daughter is a high school teacher. My son is a banker. I have a BS degree from ISU in Ag Education, a master's from the U of I in Ag with an education background, and about 15 hours past my master's. Did not complete my educational doctorate because I got involved in my kids' activities, plus my previous job required a lot of extra hours in the evenings and on the weekends. I currently also am a real estate salesperson and farm manager in my side time here at ISU, and I also, as you can tell, I talk fast, and I am an auctioneer. I put that fast talking to work and enjoy auctioneering just for fun, and as a sideline career as well. In the past 6 years, I've had a wide variety of experience of teaching classes at ISU. As you can see, I've got 6 or 7 classes in Ag, as well as 3 over in Family Consumer Science. And as I was mentioning earlier, I taught part-time before I came back full-time to ISU, and these are some of the courses I've also taught before I've come back full-time in the past 6 years. Mentioned earlier, email contact. There it is again, how to contact me. It's basically my first initial, middle initial, and my last name, but the R is missing from my last name, and like many of you have a number instead. I'm number 2 at ilstu.edu. That's my office phone number. I'm available each week. I'll be monitoring the class very closely. Sometimes we have ReggieNet troubles, or you may have a question for me, and I'll try to respond very promptly. Most of my students in the past would agree that I am a pretty good follow-up person as far as contacting you back after you make contact with me. We're going to cover a wide variety of topics in the class. We're not going to read each of these to you here today, but about 4 of these topics each week, a total of about 16 topics for the semester. We're not going to shy away from controversy. I know sometimes people are not as enthused about how agriculture works because A, they may not understand agriculture, but B, we didn't just decide to farm the way we farm today, and we'll try to build a background in how farming has developed to where it is today. We'll talk about controversial topics like genetically modified crops, organic versus non-organic agriculture. We'll talk about fertilizer materials, global warming, the use of renewable fuels in your cars. And we'll also even talk about world hunger a little bit in this class. So it all kind of relates together, and will be broken up into those 4 modules as I mentioned earlier. I hope by now you have access to textbook. If not, you need to do a rush order and get that textbook, because week 1 you'll have assignments that will be due from the textbook. It's a fairly inexpensive book. It should sell for about $20 new. I really like it. It's a nice book that fits in well with the course. Mr. Parbert is an instructor at Oxford University. He did not grow up on a farm, so he has a nice objective viewpoint of agriculture. His father, I think, was involved as a professor in agriculture, and his brother was in the Peace Corps. So you'll see a lot of those pieces come together, and we'll use every single chapter in the book because I think it's a very, very good tie-in to the class topics that we'll have. And it will be another person's opinion besides mine, and I think it's good to get a wide variety of opinions when you're studying a topic. As I mentioned, you're going to be asked to prepare a narrated PowerPoint, just like I've done for you here today. I would like for you to include at least several of these items, if not all of them. Again, don't share anything you're not comfortable with, but I would encourage you to develop a PowerPoint, and I'll give you some instructions of how to set up your PowerPoint and get it broadcast like I've done for you here. We will be using ReggieNet. I have the tabs listed here that we'll be using. The course starts Monday, June 13th and lasts for 4 weeks. It's a pretty intense course, as I mentioned early on. And I have the course organized with folders. The course organization folder there on the top will be where you'll find the syllabus, as well as this video if you need to refer back to it. Any other general materials will be in that folder. Otherwise, we'll break the course down into 4 modules, and the study materials for each exam will be listed under those module folders. When you see a plus sign on the folder, that will tell you there's materials in the folder for you to participate with. All of your assignments, all of your tests will be over in the test and quiz buttons as well, so you'll want to look to that as I make an announcement. I'll be doing probably daily announcements in the class to keep us all on task here. Your grades will be available to you in the grade book as well. Format of the course. We have narrated PowerPoints posted each week. In the past, I've done more of reading PowerPoints. I'm going to try to narrate it, so you're going to get used to my voice. You won't have to look at a video each time, but you will hear my voice narrating the PowerPoints. Those narrated PowerPoints will be available from Monday through Thursday each week. They will not be available during the exam. I have posted guided note pages that will correspond with each of the PowerPoints, and you can use those. In fact, I strongly encourage you to use those for taking notes, and then that will make the exam process more like an open note process. There'll be assignments each week, probably at least 2 a week, to complete from the book. Those assignments will need to be done between Monday morning and Thursday evening, and those will be located in the test and quiz tab. Those are not timed, but as I mentioned earlier, be sure you want to save those so you don't lose your previous work. There'll be an exam each weekend from Friday morning through Sunday evening from the PowerPoints. Those will be those will be timed. There will also be an exam each weekend, Friday through Sunday, from the book, and those will also be timed. Now, the book exam will have some of the exact same questions you'll have seen in the assignment, but there'll also be some additional questions that you may not have seen. So you'll want to make sure you read the book assignment and take a few extra notes besides what you're going to be answering for the assignment, because I have more questions posted than will be available for the assignment. There'll be discussions online. We'll use the CLOG tab for the discussions, and you can see that on Reginet, and they'll be posted on the announcements of when those are due, and it will encourage some in-class discussion. There's 500 points total for the class, 100 from the discussions. Those are not optional, those are mandatory. 100 points from the assignments that you'll be doing each week, Monday through Thursday, 100 from the book exams, and 200 from the PowerPoint exam. So a total of 500 points for the course. The assessments, that would include the assignments as well as the book and notes test. You can see here an example. The book questions would be the assignment. The book test would be additional questions from the book besides what you've covered from the assignment, and the Module 1 notes test would be then from the PowerPoint and the narration that I'll provide to you with the guided notes each week. Be sure to check Reginet daily in the class. I'll be sending regular announcements, and those should go to your email. So be sure you're monitoring your ISU email. We may have Reginet challenges. Sometimes it seems like each time we do a course online, there may be a challenge, and that's where you need to reach out by phone or by email, and I will work with you. We all know technology is great when it works, but sometimes technology causes us problems. Most important rules for me: participate, communicate to me if you're having issues, and be sure to do your own work on your assignments and your exams. I will be looking for your activity regularly each week. Now, I want you to be thinking about your introduction. You'll want to respond to the topics on the next slide and share a bit about yourself with the class. You may use that slide as your background, or you can create your own PDF slideshow like I've done here, and you'll have each question on a separate slide. There will be discussion points awarded for posting your video. Many of you have probably done videos before. It's old hat for you, but I used the free version of Screencast-O-Matic, which allows the PowerPoint to be in the background and my little photo in the bottom corner. You'll want to create a PDF slide video and answer the topics I've challenged you with, and I look forward to seeing how yours looks after you post it. I'm sure it will be much better than the one you've had to endure here with me. So now it's your turn. These are the topics I would like for you to jot down, and be sure that you can answer as you introduce yourself, and be creative with your videos. It's always a fun time for me to get acquainted with you in class. Those are due during the first week of the course. I look forward to your participation. I look forward to getting to know you. I wish we were meeting face-to-face, because I think that's even a better way to get acquainted, but certainly it will be a fun class for you. And generally, students have appreciated learning a lot about ag and the environment topics. That's it for now, and I look forward to your participation in the course. Have a great experience, and please work hard, and I want to get all of you good grades if you put the time into the class. Thank you very much.